Sarah thought she was doing everything right in her divorce. She was reasonable, she compromised, she put her kids first. 6 months later, she'd lost her house, was seeing her children only every other weekend, and was drowning in debt, all because she made 5 common mistakes that no one warned her about. Every single day, women just like you are walking into divorce proceedings unprepared, unprotected, and unaware of the traps waiting for them. And here's what breaks my heart. These mistakes are completely preventable. You just need to know what to watch for today. I'm going to share the 5 divorce mistakes that are costing women their financial security, their time with their children, and their peace of mind. And more importantly, I'm going to show you exactly how to avoid them. But first, if you're watching this, chances are you're either going through a divorce, considering one, or supporting someone who is. This channel, Divorce for Women, is brand new, and we're building it specifically for you, a safe space where women can get real, practical guidance without judgment. So please, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Your support helps us reach more women who desperately need this information. And trust me, the woman who needs to hear this might be your sister, your best friend, or even your future self. Let's build this community together. Mistake number 1. Being too nice and accommodating. The first mistake, and this one is huge, is being too nice and accommodating during the divorce process. I know, we're raised to be peacemakers, to smooth things over, to not rock the boat. But in divorce, that conditioning can destroy you. Let me tell you about Jennifer. She's a teacher, mother of 2, married for 15 years. When her husband asked for a divorce, she wanted to keep things civil for the kids. So when he suggested they use one lawyer to save money, she agreed. When he said he'd move out but needed time to find a place, she let him stay for 3 months. When he asked to keep the joint credit cards active just until things were settled, she said yes. You know what happened? That one lawyer was actually his lawyer, who structured everything in his favor. During those 3 months he lived at home. He documented every interaction to build a case that they were still functioning as a couple, which affected alimony. And those credit cards, he racked up $30,000 in debt that she became partially responsible for. Here's the truth. Divorce is not the time to be nice, it's the time to be smart. You can be civil without being a doormat. You can co-parent effectively without giving away your rights. The solution? From day 1. Treat divorce like the business transaction it is. Get your own lawyer immediately. Set clear boundaries about living arrangements. Separate all finances within the first week. Document everything. Remember, you can be kind to your future co-parent while still protecting yourself fiercely. Mistake number 2. Underestimating the custody game. Mistake number 2 might be the most painful one. Underestimating how custody really works. Too many women assume that being the primary caregiver automatically means they'll get primary custody. That's not how it works anymore. Meet Rachel, stay-at-home mom for 10 years, did everything: school drop-offs, doctor appointments, homework help, bedtime stories. When divorce came, she assumed the court would recognize her role, but her ex hired an aggressive lawyer who painted her as unemployed and financially unstable, while presenting himself as the stable breadwinner who could provide better opportunities. The result? 50-50 custody. Which sounds fair, until you realize that Rachel's entire identity and daily routine for a decade was being a full-time mom. Worse, because she hadn't worked, she now had to find a job immediately, disrupting the very stability she'd provided for years. The solution? Start documenting your parenting immediately. Keep a journal of daily caregiving activities. Save receipts for everything. If you're a stay-at-home parent, start building your financial independence now, even if it's freelance work from home. Courts look at future stability, not past dedication. And here's a hard truth. Consider requesting a custody evaluation early in the process. Yes, it's expensive, but it's cheaper than losing time with your children. Make sure the evaluator understands the full scope of your parenting role. Don't assume anyone will just see how good a mother you are. You have to prove it with evidence. Mistake number 3. The financial blindness trap. Mistake number 3 is what I call financial blindness, and it affects even successful, intelligent women. It's not about being bad with money, it's about not having complete access to financial information during the marriage. Lisa was a marketing executive, making good money, but her husband handled their investments, taxes, and major financial decisions. She paid household bills, he handled the big stuff. During divorce, she discovered he had moved $200,000 to accounts she didn't know existed, had been underreporting income from his side business, and had taken loans against their retirement funds. By the time she got forensic accountants involved, He'd had months to hide assets. She spent $50,000 just trying to find money that was rightfully half hers. The solution? Right now, whether you're thinking about divorce or not, you need to know everything about your finances. Get copies of tax returns for the last 5 years. List every account, every investment, every debt. Know your spouse's income sources, including bonuses and stock options. If you're already in divorce proceedings and don't have this information, hire a forensic accountant immediately. Yes, it's expensive up front, but finding even one hidden asset usually pays for their services. Also, check credit reports for both of you. You'd be amazed what debts or accounts show up that you didn't know about. Create what I call a financial escape plan. Know exactly what you need to live on, what assets are yours, and what your earning potential is. Knowledge is power, and in divorce, financial knowledge is survival. Mistake number 4. Ignoring your emotional health. Mistake number 4 might surprise you, but it's ignoring your emotional health during the divorce process. And no, I'm not talking about having a good cry with your girlfriends, though that's important too. I'm talking about how your emotional state directly impacts your legal and financial outcomes. Amanda was devastated when her husband left her for a younger woman. She was angry, hurt, and wanted revenge. In mediation sessions, she couldn't stop crying. In legal meetings, she'd swing between rage and despair. She made decisions based on hurting him rather than protecting herself. She fought over items with sentimental value while giving up things with real financial value. The result? She spent $30,000 extra in legal fees because every meeting took 3 times longer than necessary. She agreed to a terrible settlement just to make the pain stop. And worst of all, her kids watched her fall apart, which her ex used to question her stability as a parent. The solution? Get a therapist the moment you even think about divorce. I'm serious. Not your friend who's a good listener, a real therapist who specializes in divorce. They'll help you process emotions outside of legal settings, so you can think clearly when it matters. Create what I call an emotional board of directors: therapist for processing, lawyer for legal advice, financial advisor for money matters, and trusted friends for support. Each person has a role, and mixing them up will cost you. Also, develop a pre-meeting ritual. Before any legal meeting, spend 10 minutes meditating, exercising, or doing breathing exercises. Walk in calm and centered. Make decisions based on your future, not your pain. Your future self will thank you. Mistake number 5. Choosing the wrong legal representation. The 5th mistake is one that can amplify all the others. Choosing the wrong legal representation. And I'm not just talking about hiring a bad lawyer. Sometimes it's hiring the wrong type of lawyer for your situation. Karen hired her friend's divorce lawyer because he gave her a discount. He was a nice guy who specialized in collaborative divorce. Problem was, her husband hired a shark who specialized in high-conflict cases. It was like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Her lawyer kept trying to work things out, while her husband's lawyer was filing aggressive motions and making unreasonable demands to wear her down. By the time Karen realized she needed a different approach, she'd already agreed to several unfavorable temporary orders that became hard to undo. She had to start over with a new lawyer, costing her time, money, and leverage. The solution? Interview at least 3 lawyers before choosing one. Ask specific questions. How many cases like mine have you handled? What's your strategy for someone in my situation? How do you handle aggressive opposing counsel? What's your communication style? If you have significant assets, custody concerns, or a high-conflict spouse, you need a lawyer who specializes in those areas. Yes, they're more expensive, but divorce isn't the place to bargain shop. A good lawyer pays for themselves in better settlements. So, trust your gut. If a lawyer promises you everything or seems to fuel conflict unnecessarily, run. You want someone who's realistic, strategic, and fights when necessary but knows when to negotiate. And please, never hire a lawyer just because they're cheap or because they're your cousin's friend. This is your life we're talking about. Let's quickly recap these 5 critical mistakes. Being too nice and accommodating. Protect yourself first. Be civil second. Underestimating the custody game. Document everything and build your stability. UNOW financial blindness. Know every penny. Find every asset. Plan your independence. Ignoring emotional health. Get therapy. Make clear-headed decisions, not emotional ones. Wrong legal representation. Choose a lawyer who matches your case needs, not your budget. Remember, these mistakes compound each other. Being too nice leads to financial blindness. Emotional instability affects custody. Wrong legal help amplifies everything. But when you avoid these mistakes, You protect not just your assets and rights, but your future and your peace of mind. If this video helped you, hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video on protecting your assets during separation. Your subscription helps us reach more women who desperately need this guidance. And I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 mistakes do you think women are most at risk of making? What would you add to this list? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience and wisdom might be exactly what another woman needs to hear today. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. We're building a community of strong, informed women who support each other through one of life's toughest challenges. You've got this. And we've got you. See you in the next video.